Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy Big Canucker here, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Everybody has been so cooped up with their social isolation and inside the house. We've had a long winter time, and she's springtime here in Canada. She's a little bit rainy, so I just thought I would get out and let you listen to the birds and the traffic and the occasional stray dog and maybe a moose or a beaver or whatever you think we have up here in Canada going by. I just thought we would have a little bit of an outdoor view and yeah, go through my next video here. There we go. All right, so I'm just sitting on my front step here, and I want to go through the knives that are my favorite flickable knives, because if you are an everyday carry guy or a knife guy, one of the biggest things that you want to do is flick your knives open and closed all the time. And I get a hell of a lot of trouble from my wife for doing that. So, yeah, I usually wait till she's done. She's in bed or not around, or I'm driving by myself. I always flick my knives. You know, I think that, as a knife guy, we also, there's a lot of us are top guys or fidget spinner guys or got to do something with their hands all the time. So these are going to be my top 5 flickable or fidgety knives. Let's put it that way, because they're not all flippers, that's for sure. All right, so number 1 is going to be my Birch Chubby. Man, I love this knife. Spyderco Birch Chub. Just a small little blade, but it flicks out like a rocket, and I love closing it with my finger and then tapping it down. That's my fidget with this particular knife. This little stout blade, it's a great little EDC blade. It's not gonna scare everybody when you pull it out of your pocket and you're at the grocery store, you want to cut the tag off of something. I do it all the time with this. And this is number 5 for me, the Spyderco Birch Chubby. Number 4, the Butch Valentin here, sub-hilt. This, man, oh man, this is such a throwback knife from almost like a switchblade. I know that you can get these into an automatic, and they're a hidden button automatic, so that might be something that I might be interested in. This Butch Valentin is a really, really fun knife to flick open and close. It's a real heavy-duty carry here with a 4mm blade. It's got the spidey hole, so you can spidey flick it with the finger. But you've also got, it's a liner lock, so once again, I use my index finger to close that, and then I slowly close it with my finger, and it's just my little kind of almost ritual with this little bit of a knife. All right, let's go with the next one. Now, of course, I mean, you see videos all the time of people trying to open and close these. They can open and close them. I think there's 17 times different ways people open and close this Paramilitary 2. Love this knife, and it has got the compression lock on the top. Oh, a misfire there. So it's got that real kind of fidget factor here. I open it with my thumb all the time, then I close it, and it bounces closed. Most of the time it's actually a drop shot too as well, which is really, really satisfying. This is kind of an honorable mention, which is my Spyderco Capera, which is very, very similar. Now the Spyderco Capera's got the detent on it that is a little bit different than this Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Oh, we got a bus driving by. I don't know if this is a great idea after all or not. Well, what the hell, it's real world and it's real life. Yeah, the pivot on this is different than the pivot on the Paramilitary 2. Now, the Paramilitary 2 is not as smooth as the Capera because of that CQI pivot, but what I do like about this is it gives you a little bit more finger with your being able to close your compression lock. This Capera's got, I don't know if you can tell, but it's just not quite as much, and sometimes my finger slips, and even though I love the feeling of this carbon fiber, it's just not as satisfying to close as this Paramilitary 2. All right, we've got another one now here. This is I'm not going to say it's a no-name knife. This is made by Wee Knives, but it's not a Wee Knives. It's a mass drop S35VN It's called a buck or buccaneer. And I really, really love this pivot on here. It is so incredibly smooth. It is very, very drop shut. And it's with the flipper, it's so satisfying. So satisfying to open and close, and just it rockets out too as well. Now, you know, I think I'd have more flippers on my list, but this flipper with the reuse integral lock is one of my favorite knives to open and close. And it's not just the opening closing mechanism, it's also the size of the knife too as well. It's a really, really, you know, sub ½ inch thick knife, so it fits in your hand really, really nice. And that's part of the allure, I think, of having something that fidgets. If it's got great ergonomics, it's that much funner. So yes, my mass drop buck is number 2, and of course number 1 has got to be Spyderco Smock. Man, oh man, this is a fun knife to fool around with. You'll have heard me mention this in other videos before. It is a flipper, but it's not got the flipper tab. It's got kind of a top flipper, and it's got a compression lock, but it's got a button compression lock. It's got the Spidey hole, so it opens with a Spidey flick or a thumb flick, or using the flipper tab too as well. You're just, it's so satisfying to open and close this knife, and it is got the bearing washers on it, so it is incredibly smooth. It's got great ergonomics. It feels fun to touch with the, I guess you want to call it the carbon fiber laminate. So I can say fun to touch, but it's it's satisfying to touch. I don't even know if that sounds any better, but that is my top 5 fidgety knives that are so satisfying to open and close. If you're a knife guy, you know what I mean. Yes, so thank you so much for stopping by and seeing me. If you like what you saw, please give me a like and subscribe. Help me spread my voice. I appreciate it so much. Now, everybody out there, please stay safe with what's going on. Listen to the experts. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios. All right, hey, this is the Big Canucker here again, and just wanted to tell you guys, I was making a video there on my front porch, and when I said there'd be a moose or a beaver or something walk by, well, surprise, surprise, literally, I'm going to say 5 minutes later, I heard a deer walk in front of my house into my back lane. So, just to let you know, it is happening.